Hello there and welcome to World of Tanks with Ungainly Titan. So over the month of October, Wargaming ran another one of their competitions for a tank connected with their Dark Horse comic series. So this case there were three potential tanks that you could win. You had to pick one at the end of the operations, and you basically won by accumulating points which you gained by killing tanks in games. The options were for a Kraft Panther, which is essentially a Panther with a 7.5cm gun. I'm not sure if it's the same as the fully upgraded Panther, otherwise, or I think it's probably lower power to weight ratio or something like that. It doesn't seem to be. It's got a good top speed, but it doesn't seem to be good at the acceleration and deceleration. It's reasonably maneuverable. The armor is okay. Nothing special. And you couldn't rely on it. You're better off trying to avoid being hit. The bloom while moving is actually quite large in this tank. It's not very accurate firing on the move, but it is a pretty accurate gun once you let the aims settle in. It's fast firing, good penetration, doesn't do a lot of damage. Overall I think it's a pretty decent tank. So this battle isn't going so well. We were up tanks there seconds ago, and now they've managed to pull back. And my situational awareness has once again left me down. I have pulled away from the allied tanks that were nearby, and I'm now near a larger number of enemy tanks, and about to get into serious trouble. However, I was happy with the overall performance of the tank, even if I wasn't particularly happy with my performance in this battle. The tank actually performed reasonably well. So I've had a few more games in it, and greater or lesser degrees of success depending on decisions I made and what map I was on. Team collapsed fairly rapidly after I died there, and that was pretty much the end of that. So a more recent game that I've had on it is in Sand River, and I've had enough games in the tank now to have a reasonable impression of it. Like a lot of medium tanks, it would benefit from crew skills. I don't have much in the line of crew skills in this tank. I have Mentor, and we're working on Sixth Sense. It's pretty much the crew I came with it, mostly because my German crews don't have any crew skills. Again, I was playing them very early on when I didn't really understand, and accelerating them through tanks without fully training up tank mastery, much less actual crew skills, because you really, unless you deliberately train up tank mastery, you really don't have to have a fully trained crew, or you can get as nearly as far as tier 5 without a fully trained crew. Now, normally on Sand River with a medium tank like this, with a good accuracy on the gun, I probably go into that ridge there that I just passed along the edge of the wadi, that elbow-shaped one in the centre. However, without Sixth Sense on the tank, I'm not inclined to go there. Because, again, you can't rely on the armour, so you would take damage. Possibly the first thing you know about being spotted is when you started taking damage. And the acceleration isn't good enough to get you out of trouble quickly enough that you wouldn't have taken a lot of damage, depending on how many guns were firing at you before you reacted to the incoming fire. So I felt it was more useful to come up here into the dunes. I was thinking about going up into the mountain road, but when I saw people going out the other pass across the wadi, I felt that there was no need for me to be going up the mountain road, because the acceleration of the tank would take me quite a while to make my way around from that direction, and spotting from the central dune is a very useful thing. I pushed forward because I knew there was tanks coming up behind me, and now we've managed to get a spot. So there's only one tank from the enemy team has come up this way, and he's come late, so whether he was late connecting or whether he just came because nobody else was coming and he wanted to do a bit of scouting, I don't know. However, there's two of us and there's one of him. So now's a golden opportunity to take advantage of that supremacy and take him out before he gets reinforced or artillery starts paying attention to this sector of the map. I'm firing on the move, even though it's not an optimal thing with this tank because the dispersion of bloom on the move and the gun is quite high. However, I don't want to be sitting around for artillery to shoot me either, because we're very close to the base and artillery is bound to be somewhere nearby, and if he's paying attention he would be bringing his gun to bear on this location. So we've won that skirmish. Well, I suppose it's about an even exchange of tanks, but I'm here still with more or less full health, and I'm now at the edge of the enemy base. So if nothing else, I've been invaluable spotting for my artillery. So at the edge of the enemy base we spotted Chaffee, and initially I thought this guy was AFK, but he reacted after firing the second shot. And he started putting fire back into me, but at this stage I had him pretty much on the ropes. I was willing to stand there and take the exchange of fire, so I now push up to see if I can get a shot on the artillery. But he's been wiped out before I get a chance to fire at him. So now I just push in, see if I can spot anything. There doesn't seem to be too many tanks actually on the base, which is quite surprising. But there's an 88 up there on the dune, and you can see the reliability in terms of penetration of the gun, because I'm getting penetration every time I'm shooting. And I'm shooting into the rear flank armour of an 88, but still an 88 is pretty solidly armoured on every direction. Now when he angles, the penetration stops, and I'm taking return fire, probably hanging around a little too long. But I back down into the low ground to try and get out of cover, get into cover and break the spot. Don't stay there long enough. Need to really break the spot and wait a bit longer. So at this point I think I've broken the spot. And I know there's a tank there on the ridgeline, the Knight, and that's a dangerous position to our team because it's stopping the advance of our tanks onto that ridgeline. So I'm moving to the back of the base in order to get see if I can get a bead on that tank. I fire on the Nashorn on the move, which is probably a mistake because I was probably unspotted at that point, and I could have stopped, waited and taken my time. However, by the time I get back here, the Knight's been taken care of. The tanks going to support him are vulnerable from my location, so I use the opportunity to take some shots into that ARL-44. And then I start poking the corner and see what I can get. But at this stage, our team has more or less secured the victory. We've been bottled into a restricted geography, and they have limited room to maneuver. So it was a pretty decent game, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video. So I have a question for the couple of people who regularly watch my videos. There's at least two of you. I'm thinking of doing another tactics replay like the one I did for the T95 E2 on mines, because it seems to have garnered a lot of views and more likes than normal. So I was wondering if you people had any opinions on this. Please feel free to comment. I would enjoy hearing feedback on my videos and what it is that you people like about them. So thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you again soon. And please give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. So that's it, game over. Did a decent amount of damage. Earned a decent amount of silver, as you can see, even without premium. First class mastery, and came first in the team. So yeah, I would recommend the Kraft Panther. Good tank. Goodbye.